Thank you, Pat. So amazing to be here. What a 24 hours for Tucson sports. The Wildcats putting down Washington State last night. And the only thing that makes a Wildcat victory sweeter is to see the Sun Devils lose to the Trojans. Pretty good 24 hours. Thank you, Pat, and thank you, Kathy Krucker, and everyone on the selection committee for keeping the heritage of the amazing sports community going here. I'm reminded today how rich we are in athletic history. I live in California, and so I'm not as closely connected, but when I see Coach Kendall, Coach Tomey, just the legends of the game. Coach Bombancini, I saw you out here somewhere. Just amazing leaders and how rich we are in sports history. I want to recognize a few Santa Rita leaders. It's been said many times today how critical our coaches are and our mentors are. Irma Fixeri, are you here? Can you stand up, please? Absolutely. Give it up for Irma. This woman was a fixture at Santa Rita High School, and I remember when I showed up there, my older brothers and sister told me right away, don't F around with Irma. I did not do that. Coach Bland, our track and field leader for many, many years. Coach Bland, I think you're here today. Thank you, Coach. And Coach Ferguson, Jim Ferguson Jr. Ferg, I saw you out here somewhere. And two Santa Rita leaders who aren't with us today, Pat Hale, who was our principal for nearly 20 years, in an era when Santa Rita was, I think, just the best in the city. So we miss Pat. We think about her fondly all the time. And then Coach Dave Lynch, one of my key mentors, and I know one of Jimmy's key mentors. Coach Lynch put up with a lot from the Pires kids, but really is one of the most important formative fixtures in my life. Pat, I'm going to go rogue here for a minute. I want to recognize one more gentleman, Greg Hansen, the legendary sports writer in Tucson. Greg, I never shared this with you, but your prolific writing some 30 or 40 years ago kicked off an amazing debate in the Pires family. It's been a debate for decades. I'm going to try to solve this today. Greg, I'm going to draw your attention over here. We're going to talk a little about who is the real Pires MVP, right? This has been an argument for 35 years in this family, and I'm really honored, Pat, that we can solve it here. So thank you for bringing our friends together to help solve it. There are a lot of athletes in our family, and I'm going to talk about three other athletes who really inspired me today. We all think we're the MVP, of course, but let's jump into this. That's me with a fuzzy old picture at USC. We played some pretty good basketball in LA. Couple good players coming out of there, Cheryl Miller and a few before me and a few after me. Got to play point guard with some of the best players in history, Cynthia Cooper as another example. What a lot of people don't know, I was probably better at soccer than I was at basketball. My brothers know this because I kicked them and kicked their butts frequently. But I'm really proud of my sports career. But let's talk about this guy for a second. Is this the real Pires MVP? Let's talk about maybe what people don't know about Jimmy Byers. He started his sports career in 1970 with the Tucson Scorpions. That's him in the upper left, 9 years old, probably 63 pounds dripping wet. But this guy was a ferocious receiver. And there's Jim Byers Sr. up there coaching that team. We learned a few things from this guy. And then Jimmy moved, our baseball friends will recognize this powerhouse Tucson franchise, the Gundeschlach Bratburger Class A Little League team. There's Jimmy front and center. I think he played a pretty mean first base. And Jim ran track cross country at Santa Rita High School. This is him chasing one of our city's best, Jim Godbout. And Jim Pires was a fierce runner at Santa Rita. And we all know him for his career at the Eagles and on the hard court, and I hope Jim talks a little bit more. One of the best players truly I've ever seen touch the round ball. One of the truly best players I've ever seen touch the ball. Well, we had another ferocious athlete in the family. Look at this guy, Patrick Byers. I want to recognize this guy because he taught me everything I knew about playing in-your-face defense. Every minute of every game. I was talking to Kenny Kurtz this morning and another official who reffed a lot of our games, and they said, "You picked up in the back court all the time." And I said, "Yes, I did. My brother Pat taught me that. And thank you for not calling all those fouls on me back there." But this guy taught me to not rest for 1 second of the game. This is the most tenacious defender I ever faced, and I always wanted to play defense like him, so I did. Pat also taught me to hang on the rim at Santa Rita High School. This was a really cool thing to do unless Principal Hale found us and came around, and then she scared the devil out of us, and we quickly dropped down. But it was a feat to only be 5 foot tall and stand on each other's shoulders and get on your high school rim. That was an extremely cool thing to do. But this is what Pat taught me most. We have our neighbors here, Ted and Kathy Gear, Jim and Lori Kane. Me and Pat lived in our front yard, in this yard right here, shooting hoops all day, all night, after 11 o'clock, fighting, screaming, bleeding, tenacious defense. What this guy taught me was how to shoot the ball, how to play defense, but as so many other folks have talked about today, really how to put our hearts in the game and really what character it takes to win. This is my best buddy. Oh, that's a taco stain on the picture, Mom. I thought you would like that. We had another athlete in the family. This is a pretty amazing athlete right here. I use the word fierce when I talk about my sister. This is her. She was on the Scorpions cheerleading team. There she is representing on the left side. She was also on the Santa Rita gymnastics team. I couldn't find the picture from this, but I'm sure we smoked Catalina that week. Another fierce athlete. So there's been a lot of debate. Greg, thank you for lighting up this 35-year conversation in our family. We talk about it at Christmas. We talk about it over email. I tried to get Coach Lynch several times in private to admit that I was the best player. Far too classy for that. I tried to get Rodney Pete at USC. I'm like, "Hey, Rodney, I was better, right? Better than Jim?" Far too classy for that. It's been a long conversation. So I think we should settle it here today. Look at this guy, Jimmy Pires, 1979. It is impossible to not award this guy with an MVP honor. So Jim, most valuable perm. You are my MVP, Jim Pires, for the most valuable perm. Brother, nobody else could pull that off. Look how handsome you are. And this guy's another one of my MVPs. Patrick, you're my most valuable pal. And then this woman who's just fierce taught me to stand up for myself and really defended me from those two bigger brothers. When I got a little bit bloodied and a little bit down, this lady would step in. Patrice, you're my most valuable protector. So thank you. Those are my heroes. I'll be the most valuable Paula. Greg, we're just going to let the debate end right now. We're just going to call it all good and settled. I'm really, really grateful for all the support I've had from my family. Congratulations to all of the other inductees. I won't repeat the chapter and verse on how critical sports is for people and what we take and pay forward in lives. Just want to say thank you.